My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my ranking of the Blair Witch franchise, and let's just get into it with the worst one, and it's easily the 2016 Blair Witch. This movie just doesn't understand what made the original so scary, so effective. Like, this movie is loud, it's in your face, and none of it works. This movie is never tense, it's never atmospheric, and I just don't want to see the Blair Witch. It's scarier in concept than any generic monster you can come up with, and it just gets rid of the mystique behind this franchise. And on top of that, you've also got yourself a story that doesn't work. I do not believe that so long after the first movie that Heather's brother would do this to find her. I just don't believe it. I never cared for a single character. I think it's poorly directed and it's boring as shit. Like, I've rewatched this movie twice, and both times I just zone out during the second act. It is as unengaging as they come. So, yeah, there is a couple redeeming qualities. There's one section in a tunnel that I really liked, and I do like the design of the house at the end, but honestly, it just tries to recreate the first movie, and it's infinitely less effective. There's no reason to ever watch this movie, so that's why it's the worst of the bunch. My second favorite is Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2, and people despise this movie. Like, people call it one of the worst sequels ever made, and I just disagree. This movie is far too interesting to say that about it. Like, the way it looks at the original and the reception to it, there's a really smart meta quality to this movie that I enjoy. I also like how each character in this movie is a personified bit of reception to the original. You know, you've got the Wiccan, you've got the skeptic, you just got every kind of character you would want in a movie like this. And I think the is it real or is it not real is actually well utilized here, and the ending does have weight behind it. I also like how this movie isn't shot found footage, but they do find footage and they do look at it. I thought that was a fantastic approach to it. And I like this bunch of characters, and I do like the early 2000s feel it has. It feels distinct, it has personality. Now, not everything works about this movie. There is some flashbacks to the psych ward that are just unneeded. The writing could be polished up here and there, but I still appreciate the ambition of this one. So I enjoyed, and that's why it's my second favorite. But the best one is obviously the original, The Blair Witch Project. And this movie's also inspiring to me because it was made for so little, yet this movie's amazing and it made a huge cultural impact. I love a good success story like this, and it's so well directed by Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez. Like, this is a very quiet and subtle movie, but that's why it's so effective. You're just listening to see if you can hear something off. You're watching the screen at all times, and it's just fully engrossing. The found footage aspect is perfectly utilized, the sound design is great, and there's this constant bit of sadness and hopelessness you get throughout this movie. And the way things escalate, by the end, you just feel the weight of everything that has happened. It also gives you the perfect amount of information. Well, you're trying to figure out what's going on, it has mystique behind it, but you still got some ideas. It's a fun movie to theorize about. I love the way the little sticks appear. That's a great moment. And the ending is just phenomenal. It's one of those endings you don't forget. And on top of that, I think Heather Donahue gives an Oscar-worthy performance. She is phenomenal here. She sells you on absolutely everything she needed to, and I was blown away by her performance. Michael Williams and Joshua Leonard both do a really great job as well. So yeah, like this is just a movie that completely works for me. I know some people hate it, but I've always loved it and I still love it to this day, so that's why it's my favorite of the franchise. But what does your ranking of the Blair Witch movies look like? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin out.